everybody? This is your host, Headmaster Red here, and we are here with the first ever inaugural How Strong and Commencement stream. I'm here with our assistant professor, Courtney, who is now deafened because she's very shy. And I'm also here with our main producer, PBS. They will help me throughout this stream, give a little bit of thoughts on the rosters and maybe some predictions. Yeah, so PBS, did you want to introduce yourself at all? The music is too loud. Oh, okay. Go ahead, PBS. You're introducing yourself.
Oh, hi, I'm PBS. I do the production here at RA. Uh, yeah,
And he does an excellent job of it.
That's me.
All right, well, good introduction, PBS. I can tell you're quite the showman. So to start off, I just wanted to go over some very quick, important rules that are unique to our league that people should keep in mind throughout the season, because they are important, and you might not have seen some of these rules before. So very quickly, we're gonna do that, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. Okay. So in the rule book, you might have seen that the prize pools have been updated, with the actual breakdown of first, second, and third prize pools. So you can see basically wherever you finish, this is where it's going to be. Yeah, syllabus time exactly. So for first place in seniors, it's going to be $415, and so on and so forth. Now, some of you may be asking, why is the sophomore higher than the junior? Well, that's because they have more teams, and so their prize pool is a little bit bigger, because we give 90% of the entry fees go straight into the prize pool. So theirs is going to be a little bit bigger, but overall, we have about the third place will get their entry fee back. Second place will get 33% of the remaining prize pool approximately, and first place will get 67% of the remaining prize pool. All right. Now, I'm not going to go over all the rules. I'm just going to highlight it. I highlighted some very specific ones. The Elo Sitting Rule. So all players must play 10 games of ranked solo duo on their highest Elo account within the 3 weeks before their next scheduled match. Failure to do so, and if reported by the enemy captain, will result in a ban loss per player infraction. So I want to say that this is not something the admins will keep track of, but it is something that is very simple to do as an enemy captain. All you would have to do, and I'm going to pick on Ninetail Fox Venom here, is you open up the multiop.gg. This will show you their last 10 ranked games. If it says more than 21 days ago, on any of these, then you know that they're not following the rules. And they would be in violation of the Elo Sitting Rule. Now, I will caveat this, that's saying that the first week, this rule does not apply. But from the second week on, this rule will apply. So you do have a little bit of a breather room with the first week, but from after that, there will be punishments given out for not following this rule. And again, the Elo Climbing Rule, after 3 weeks into the season, you are allowed to climb up to 2 divisions past the rank cap for their class, excluding senior class, which is hard capped at Masters. So, and you can see the breakdown here. Now, for the one-off players that are Diamond 4, you are still capped at this Diamond 3 99 LP, and so on and so forth for the Plat 4 and Gold 4 players. I know, guys, I know. This is the boring stuff. Quickly, I want to talk about scheduling. It is expected that you report the time of your match 2 to 4 days before the default time for your league, and the weeks run from Tuesday to Monday. And if your match is on the default time, you still need to report it in the scheduling channel. It doesn't matter like when the time is, you have to report it so we know that you are actually going to play your game. Another important rule is the LCS Order Rule. Teams must line up in LCS order according to their starting roster. So, but they can play any role, and role swaps are allowed. So, for example, if we'll pick on Venom again because I love them so much. So if Bartolo Swoops, who is the top laner for their team, decides to play mid one game, he still needs to line up in the top lane position, or else we're going to have the automated stats are just going to be a big mess, and basically it's just going to cause a whole bunch of trouble. So let's just try to avoid that for like as much as possible. Just line up where you normally are, and there won't be any issues. That's all. And then I think there's one last little rule, maybe two more. Okay, one more. The pause rule. You have 15 minutes worth of pause. Once a team's 15 minutes are up, they must resume, or they will forfeit the game. Not the match, but just the game. Excessive pausing. To prevent excessive pausing, a team can only pause 3 times per game. Now, if the enemy team wants to allow them more pauses, that is fine. But in the rulebook, you are allowed only 3 pauses. And you obviously cannot start a pause during a fight, as that is breaking competitive integrity and gives people specific advantages because they now have more time to think about what they will do. So you cannot do that. And then the last set of rules is the stream schedule. The league will have scheduled days for streaming certain classes. It's Friday to Monday. If you report your scheduled match and it lines up for your default day, we are going to ask you, do you want your game streamed? If you don't, you just let us know. That's all. Some things we ask you is that if you are in stream, please don't spoil the results of the game early. Don't report your match until the stream is completely finished. And if you are brought in for an interview, please don't be stupid. Just be, a sportsman, be kind, respectful, and everything will be fine. A lot of these rules are just kind of, hey, just don't be an asshole and everything will be good. So, all right, cool. Now on to the fun stuff. Okay. So in the Discord, there is a documents tab that is under the, I believe, the league subsection, league info. There's a documents tab. It has the okay, real quick, how much banter is allowed? Plenty of banter as long as you're not using any slurs or basically anything that would be deemed completely completely ridiculous, so just be smart about what you banter, but you're allowed to trash talk as much as you want. So back to what I was saying, in the league info, there is a documents channel, and in this documents channel, there's an Academy master sheet. This master sheet will link you to every other master sheet for every single league that we run. The freshman master sheet, sophomore, junior, and senior. In it as well, we will also have the class standings, so you can easily see what position each team is in. This is kind of important for people who really care about how their houses finish and stuff like that. And also, we have the house standings, and the house standings will be updated automatically, and the calculation will be updated as well. The house rank, you can see, is not available because there's no teams yet, but it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be able to track that throughout the season. In addition to that, we will have our weekly schedule. You can see every team's match posted here, the date, the time, and if it's in orange, that means it will be on stream. So this is pretty nifty. You have basically all the information you could possibly want. You don't have to ask, hey, Enigma, when's your match? Et cetera, et cetera. I should also change this. We did have a change in team, so yes. So if you have a question like that, you can just simply refer to the Academy Master Sheet, and you'll find all that information in the document. I could see some people are already memeing this. Yes, slurs like racial slurs or like derogatory ableist slurs or anything like that. Okay, so now we'll get to the less rambly part. We'll start having our opinions on certain things, and we're going to start with the freshmen, of course. So, PVS, have you looked at any of the freshman rosters so far?
I have not, so it should be a good surprise, hopefully.
Cool, then you'll get to dive with me because I have looked at these rosters. I have made my power rankings on them, but to be honest, I don't know much about these rosters at all. Because a lot of these teams are pretty brand new, and a lot of these players are very new to the game as well. So as we can see, it is a 12-man league, so there is 2 divisions of 6, with a 5-week schedule. So for Division One, we first have the Cyber Grizzlies, who are currently fielding 2 subs. They're working on that right now. Um, but I gotta say, I love their logo. I mean, it's very stylish. And next up, we have Elysium Esports. Um, and then we have Chronic Wheels, Enigma Darkstar, Unlucky Esports Academy, and the Nameless. So, PVS, does any of these pop out to you? Anybody you think might dominate early on or anything like that?
Well, we've seen the Nameless join into a tournament that we've had. I think this is one of their lower ranked teams, but
Yes, this is one of the lower ranked teams. Yep.
uh, yeah, I think that's my random prediction for this
Okay.
league. I think the Nameless
All
is
right. I like it.
gonna take an early lead. Uh,
All
educated
right. I
guess.
like it. All right. So while we're here, why don't we just start bringing out the power rankings, right?
Yeah, you might as
So,
well.
freshman Division One, this is what I got. I'm not going to read the explanation for each. I will make this document publicly available so you can read that on your own time. But what I have right here is Unlucky Esports Academy taking first, Nameless taking second, Enigma Darkstar in third. And that is the cutoff for playoffs in this league. You have to finish top 3 in one of your divisions. Underneath that, I got Elysium Esports, Chronic Wheels, and Cyber Grizzlies. I will say that I like Cyber Grizzlies. The problem is they're gonna have to field subs early, and if you're having to field subs right before the season, you're gonna find yourself at the bottom of these lists most likely because I highly value synergy when we're doing these kind of week zero power rankings. And I have heard through the grapevine some good things about Unlucky Esports Academy, and the same with Nameless. So they get the top of the list here. But again, a lot of these leagues are completely wide open. The level of skill is very close in almost all of our divisions, which is pretty great. I think it'll make it for an exciting season. What do you think about this PVS here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the insider info like you do, but
Right.
I think, yeah, I mean, the teams are pretty evenly ranked. Obviously, iron, bronze, silver. So, yeah, it should be pretty competitive, hopefully.
Right. And I don't want people to buy too much into this. Like I said, this is a week zero power rankings. I have not seen any single player or team from from either freshman or sophomore really play. So I don't have really any info on them. So they're kind of just shots in the dark. Don't take it too harshly if you find yourself at the bottom of this list. I could be completely wrong. And you can use this as motivation to prove me wrong. So and
Yeah.
I welcome it
Just based
greatly.
on the account info, I guess that's all we really have for
Yeah, all I
freshman
can
list.
do is look at Elos and take a educated guess, you know? All right, so Division 2 for freshmen. This one is going to be a little bit spicy, I have a feeling. Um, Starting off, we have Raw Daycare. And, if you know the contact of this team, you probably know a little bit about their history. And you probably know that they're going to bring a little bit of spice to this league, and that should make it quite fun, in my opinion. Next, we have Queen's Gambit, and then Marksman Rise, Unlucky Esports Ronin, TD Frost, and Buddy Burgers. All right, PBS, give me your shot in the dark here.
I mean, I like the Buddy Burgers logo. I can't lie
I
here.
mean, it is a nice
That's a lot
logo.
of
It
ketchup
is a
coming out
nice
of it, though.
logo. Yeah, I don't know what all that ketchup is about, but it is a nice logo. It's very stylish. Um, but one thing I have noticed is that in freshmen, the logos are like either really good or just kind of just completely strange. So
Yeah, that's
Buddy
fair.
Burgers is one of the best ones, and let's see what if I agree with you. Okay, Division Two. Okay, okay, we have TD Frost in the first place. They look absolutely outstanding on paper. I mean, I think it's just like 4 silver 1s and a gold 4, which is like basically the best you can get for the roster rank requirements. Next, we have Buddy Burgers. Third, we have Raw Daycare. Fourth, we have Unlucky Esports Ronin. Fifth, we have Queen's Gambit. And sixth, Marksman Rise. What do you think about this, PBS?
I think that's fair.
It's fair. Okay.
I'm just reading the little notes, and yeah, I mean, based on ranks, that's all you can base it on. So TD
Right.
Frost pretty stacked up high on the ranks. So
Okay, cool. Both of the TD rosters actually look really good in my opinion, so that'll be fun to see how they perform. All right, now we're hopping over to the sophomores. Again, it's another 12-team league, so 2 divisions of 6, 5-week season. We're gonna start off with TD Blaze, then Enigma Alpha, more Enigma representation, Team Ambition Aurora, Hawkthorne Esports, Weird Testable, and Outrage Gaming. All right, maybe you know a little bit more about these teams, or maybe not. What are you thinking?
uh, I've seen Outrage Gaming putting some looking for members in the looking for players
Yeah.
chat. So
hmm
maybe the synergy might be a little missing. Maybe it's a different team completely, but
I think their mid is currently ineligible, so they're looking for a sub for him right now.
Enigma
Yeah.
usually has pretty good teams. I think I've seen Gerardin before from that team.
Right.
I've heard of that name.
He's definitely like he's the main contact. Him
Yeah.
and Blue Vapor are the main contacts at Enigma, so you might see them quite often in banter chat or something like that. All right, well, let's see if I agreed with you. Sophomore Division 1. In first place, TD Blaze. Second place, Team Ambition Aurora. Third place, Enigma Alpha. Fourth place, Hawkthorne Esports. Fifth place, We're Testable. And sixth, Outrage Gaming. Outrage, I think I explained it in my notes as well that I don't think Outrage is the worst team in this group, but because they have to field a sub so early on, it's going to be a really big disadvantage. All right, what do you think about that, PBS?
Yeah,
Any
I agree.
disagreements? Any agreements?
No, I can see. For me, the middle of the pack of this group can be flipped either way. Like, and I think any team could take second and third.
Oh
Easily.
yeah, for sure. I think the top half. I think the top 4 are like really stacked. To be honest, I put Hawkthorne Esports at 4th, but I've actually heard rumors that they're pretty good. So, but on paper they looked pretty weak. So I can only go off of what I've seen, and for that I had to put them at 4th. But they could easily end up first in this group for all I know.
Yeah, I mean top 4 easily interchangeable. So
very interchangeable. Now on to second place. I mean, Division 2. Sorry. We have Enigma Omega, another Enigma team. The Nameless. It's the second Nameless team. Legends Outlaws, Project Maverick, Team Ambition Eclipse, and Mouse in the House. Now, I think we all know who the early frontrunner is for best logo in the league. Because Mouse in the House is really bringing their A game. And I don't know if any other icon is really going to match that.
yeah, I haven't seen a logo more creative than that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's right on the tin, right? Mouse in the house.
They're getting to the point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you have Ellie Outlaws. I mean, he kind of looks like an outlaw. It could be a cowboy, you know. But literally, Mouse in the house. It's right there. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. All right, you got any early front runners here, PVS?
I did stream the nameless game of the last tournament. They looked okay. That's the only real team I have any insight on. So I know Legends Outlaws play a lot.
Yeah, this nameless team, they did compete as a gold team in our Plat Elo tournament, and they did well. They actually got 2 wins in the tournament, which is very impressive considering they were playing up. And I think that is reflected in my power rankings, as I do have them as first in this group, just because of how they played against higher Elo teams. It was extremely impressive. And then next I have Team Ambition Eclipse, then Project Maverick, Legends Outlaws, Enigma Omega, and then lastly, sadly, I got Mouse in the House.
Sad.
Just because you have a good icon doesn't mean you look very good on paper to me. So, yes, Outlaws 4th Ravens, man. I knew I was going to get an LE reaction out of that one. Honestly, Nameless looks extremely impressive from what I've seen. I do like the setup that Team Ambition has. They have very solid rosters in both divisions, and if they can scrim each other regularly, I mean, we might be talking about like Team Ambition taking first place in both groups. And then we have Project Maverick, who is a bunch of, if you might be able to recognize that logo. It is a Project M logo. So people who are familiar with Super Smash Brothers will know these guys as Super Smash Brothers players. They are a group of friends, and they look very good on paper. So that goes a long way for me. And like I said, with Legends Outlaws, they can definitely make the playoffs. They just don't look very good on paper to me right now. So what do you think, PV?
Yeah. I mean, the nameless, they look pretty good against higher elo teams. So I think putting them at
All right.
first is perfectly reasonable.
Ooh, cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right, next up we have our juniors roster. Now, PVS might have some things to say about some of the guys in this team on these like rosters here,
Yeah,
but
I've played against a few of them.
um, he has played against quite a few of them. And there is another candidate for best logo in the league in this division here for PVC here. But let's start off with Performance Unenhanced Ducks, also a very good logo in my opinion. Um, it's very simple. I love ducks, so I mean it gets points all around for me. Ninetail Fox Venom, a team I'm very personally intertwined with. They did just kick my team out of playoffs, so I am kind of salty about them, but it's fine. Next up is Enigma. I mean, I think they brought 4 teams total to the league, which is nuts. And this is their main roster. And this is one of those rosters that you really have to look out for. They're very dangerous. Wouldn't you say so, PVS?
Yeah, we played against them once. I kind of got bot
Once?
gapped by Blue Vapor. So,
Oh, okay.
but
I
when
think
I
it was
was
more
playing,
than once. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
it was a very unfortunate
Uh,
Jinx game. But
Next up, we have Legend Spartans, who won that tournament that you were talking about. I don't think you played in that one actually, but Um, in the first Plat Elo tournament, Legend Spartans went 4-0 in a double elim tournament, which was very long. So I think that was very impressive. Next up, we have a newcomer, a latecomer as well, Zen Esports, who are they are also a Zen team. They wanted the Zen tag, but Enigma took it from them. So they went with ZJP instead. And I asked the guy, hey, what does ZJP stand for? He said it's my initials. So I think that's kind of cute. So my heart goes to them a little bit. Next, we have Omega Titan Esports Hades. Then Big Black Clocks. Okay, we gotta
you
pronounce
gotta
that L
pronounce that
there.
one.
You gotta really enunciate that L. And then lastly, we have Iceborne Reborn, and that's another Iceborne team. They have another one in senior class. So, PVS, you would probably be the resident expert on this league. Who do you have taken number one?
I mean, I have some limited games against a few of these. Enigma, in my mind, is one, and then Legend Spartan's probably two. In my
Okay.
opinion, those are the two I've seen
Okay.
play the most. So we'll
Okay.
see. We'll
Okay.
see.
That's spicy. That's spicy. So you have Enigma one and Ellie two.
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I agree with you. Oh, no, I don't. I got Ellie one,
Oh,
and then I got Enigma two. And that's because Ellie and Enigma have played against each other twice, and Legends Esports has won both of those matches. Um, which is, I mean, that's about as clear cut as it is to me. Spartans both and Enigma both have won the Plat tournament, which is extremely impressive. It's just that in their head to head, one team just did look a little bit better than the other. So I had to give Legend Spartans the nod. Next, we have Iceborne Reborn. This was a team that also played really well in the tournament. They got kind of like an unlucky matchup in the first round of the most recent tournament, and then they went undefeated from there. So that's definitely not something to sneeze at. Fourth, we have Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. Um, like in our first plat tournament, they got a really unlucky hand dealt to them. They played against Spartans and Enigma in like the first 2 rounds. It wasn't very fun for them. But if they didn't get dealt that hand, they could have easily like went pretty deep in the tournament, maybe even won it. Who knows? But just to have such a rough start is It was rough for them, but I have faith in Venom. I know they're a good team. Omega Titan Esports Hades. This is a rough one. And the most recent tournament, they had some kind of disconnecting issues, so it was kind of hard to evaluate them, but I have faith that they're going to do pretty well. PUDs, Performance Unenhanced Ducks, I got next. They also did decently in the tournaments before. Zen Esports, I got seventh. Mostly, these last two I wouldn't take with too much merit. They joined literally last night. I don't know much about these teams at all. I know a little bit more about Zen than I do about Big Black Clocks. But
That'll be
I
a fun one
have
to cast.
yeah, that'll be a fun one to cast. I can't wait for the casters to try that one out. Um, I don't think BBC is the worst team, not at all. But I have no information on them, so I put them eighth here. What do you think in PBS? Largely agree, some disagreements.
I think the Omega Titan team probably could have won their game if it wasn't for the disconnects. So, yeah,
Right,
I
I think for sure that would have happened.
I think
if they
3
didn't
to
have the
8,
VC.
3 to 8 is honestly interchangeable. I think
Yeah.
all 5 of those teams can slot in any part.
Well, I'll correct you. It's actually 6 teams.
Okay, I'm
but-
better now.
Yes, actually, this league is very close in skill, and it literally could go any way. Like, I mean, even Iceboard could finish last. There's no real way to predict this well because all these teams look about even. But Legend Spartans and Enigma are the standouts of this class, and we can see if anybody's going to catch up to them. All right, last group, seniors. I think you have some experience with seniors, don't you?
I've seen some of them play.
Yeah, we've seen some of them play. We've seen a lot of these teams play actually in tournaments. So we do have a lot to go off of. But let's go ahead and introduce the rosters first. We have first up a classic, a team that is perennial, Ithaca College. And then we have Iceborne Ready, another classic organization. University of Southern California. That is a really big organization that I actually haven't seen play in Amateur League of Legends before, but then again, I don't play at this Elo, so maybe they do. Maybe they are well known. 2 more Omega Titan teams, Omega Titan Esports Aries, and then Omega Titan Esports Athena. And then Akuma Blades. This is the team that everyone is going to be worried about, I have a feeling. Next up, New Age Shadow, a team that we don't really know much about. And then Legends Falcons. Well, I think I know what you're going to say, but do you have a prediction on who will win this league?
Yeah, I think you're right. I've seen Akuma in some other leagues. They seem to be at the top in every single one. So I think it's a no-brainer to put them one. And I'd put maybe the 2 schools after them, 2 and 3. But...
Right. I think you're going to find that I agree with you largely, and that Akuma Blades will be the first seed in this group. I mean, they were just absolutely dominant in the 2 tournaments they played in. Never dropped a game, and a lot of the games didn't really look close. So they are the team to beat so far. Next up, I have University of Southern California, a team that came second in the most recent Open Elo tournament. They looked really good. I actually think they have a higher ceiling than Akuma Blades does. They just need to fix up some of their drafts, and then they could be quite monstrous. Next up, Omega Titan Esports Aries. I was told that this team is actually nuts. They were playing with subs in the tournament that they played in, and they were still like one of the top teams. And so it would be kind of scary to see how they play with the full lineup. Next, we have Ithaca College. This team to me is a known quantity. I know they're strong. I know they'll make playoffs. I would bet probably the whole prize pool that they finish top 6. But will they be versatile enough to get the championship and beat teams like Akuma Blades? That's what's yet to be seen. Next, we have Legends Falcon. We're starting to get into teams that we don't really know much about. Legends Falcons, Iceborne Ready, and New Age Shadow. Well, we know a little bit more about Iceborne Ready. But Legends Falcons, they looked really good on paper, but we don't really know how they're will perform in the season. So I'm putting them at a very modest fifth place. Sixth place, we have Iceborne Ready. This is a team that they played in the tournament, and I didn't learn anything from watching them play. They went 1-1 against Ithaca. They won and then lost, or they lost and then won, I think, and then they lost to AKM. But so did everyone else. So it's hard to put them on this list in terms of like evaluating their skill. But I think having them barely make it is a good measurement and good placement for them. Seventh, we have New Age Shadow. Now, I have heard that this team is very good. But I don't know anything about them. Do you know anything about them?
I have not seen him yet.
Yeah, I've heard that this team is really good, but I don't have any evidence of that. I've seen somebody tell me that they've won a championship before, maybe even two, at this Elo, but right now, because I don't know much about them, I have to put them this low. They could definitely, I mean, for all I know, they could take first place. I doubt it, but they could. But for now, I'm going to put them at seventh because I don't know much about them. And I believe their support is like quite low elo, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like plat, maybe like low plat, which is interesting. We'll see how it plays out. And in last place, I have Omega Titan Esports Athena. Now, this is half meme, half truth. I think that they are a good team. I don't think they're as good as the Aries are. And I think the competition in this league is extremely high. I think a lot of these teams are very good. I'm hoping this inspires them to. I'm hoping this inspires them to prove me wrong. But right now, I haven't seen anything that would tell me otherwise. So, what do you think, PVS?
In my mind, I think the top four are probably solidified. They could swap in and out, like 1 to 4. They could each rank in those numbers, but
Yeah.
I think the 5 to 8 teams, they're really unknown, so maybe they could surprise us.
Right, that's exactly it. 5 to 8. We don't really know much about these teams. Um, I think Athena, when they played, they also were fielding subs, and Iceborne, like I said, they beat Ithaca, then they lost to them, and then they lost to Akuma, and I mean that's just like a rough hand, I guess, getting dealt in the tournament. But it's hard to know what their skill level is when they go 1-1 against the team and then lose to the team that's beating everyone. So 5 through 8 could swap out any other way, but I agree the top four are probably solid.
Should be. I think it's a pretty top heavy class here.
Really, you think so? I think 3 through 8 could see some movement for sure. I do think so.
I just think Akuma and USC are probably just ahead of the other 6, but
Right.
we'll
I
see.
think so too. But this is a long season, a lot of time to catch up, right? So, that being said, let's get into our week 1 predictions. All right, this is where you all can start flaming me if you want. So, for the freshman class, you can see that I have Nameless beating Cyber Grizzlies, Unlucky Esports Academy beating Elysium, Enigma Darkstar beating Chronic Wheels, Buddy Burgers beating Marksman Rise, TD Frost beating Roar. That should be a very good game. And then I have Unlucky Esports Ronin beating Queen's Gambit. And for sophomore, I have TD Blaze beating OTR, Enigma Alpha beating We're Testable, Team Ambition Aurora beating Hawkthorn Esports. That should be a very fun game as well. Enigma Omega and Mouse in the House, I also think will be a very fun game, but I took Omega here. Nameless, the other Nameless team, taking on Team Ambition Eclipse, and I think Nameless will get that W for sure. And then Legends Outlaws, I have them losing to Project Maverick, and I know that's gonna really trigger some people in chat, but that's what I have them at right now. I think Project Maverick is a very good team, so we'll see how that goes. Next for junior, I have Omega Titan Esports Hades beating Performance Unenhanced Ducks. If y'all could please choose shorter names, that would be great for the future. Iceborne Reborn beating Ninetail Fox Venom. I got Enigma beating Big Black Clocks. And then I have Zen Esports losing to Legends Spartans. And lastly, for the Senior League, I have Ithaca beating Iceborne Ready, USC beating Omega Titan Esports Aries, and then Omega Titans Esports Athena losing to Akuma Blades, and then New Age Shadow losing like what I think will be quite a banger to Legends Esports Falcons. Um, do you have any predictions that kind of clash with mine?
Um, I mean, most of this is just based on like the tier list that you have, but
Yeah, most of it is, yes.
I mean, it all looks pretty good to me.
Okay. Cool, cool. I will
Honestly,
say,
in the senior
yeah,
league, I can see IBR beating Ithaca.
right, right.
That's my spicy take.
I think that game will be good. I mean, and another spicy take, you have, I see your predictions right here. I don't know why you're not speaking up, but you have Omega Titan Esports beating USC.
Yeah,
Is there
that's my
any
upset
explanation for
victory
that?
of the week.
Okay, okay, okay. And I think Courtney's predictions are like basically almost the exact same as mine. Um, the game scores just differ. So, any other discrepancies you see in any of the other leagues?
Um, the rest look okay to me. I think in the junior leagues, Enigma and Spartans probably hold that one down 2-0 every time.
Hmm.
Don't know much about the freshman league, so that one's kind of up in the air to me. But
Right. I know Courtney picked complete opposite of me for juniors, except for the Enigma game. She aligned with me there, and then for the sophomore, she picked Outrage Gaming, uh, and I think she picked Hawkthorne as well, and Team Ambition Eclipse and Legends Outlaws. But I think the Legends picks might have been a little bit of nepotism there. She's got a couple ties over there. Um, yeah, so I mean those our power rankings and our predictions. Any last comments there, PVS, before we get into the real meat?
I mean, I think it should be pretty spicy. All these leagues look pretty competitive, honestly. I think it should be a pretty good season.
Yeah, I think a lot of these leagues are going to be very competitive. Um, so, without further ado, I mean, let's just get into house sorting with our very legitimate and very professional wheel.
Pog?
Um, Sponsored by Cole Haan. Not really though. Um, so how this is going to work is that we will spin the wheel and we will announce who is up for sorting. So we will first start with organizations that have decided to keep their teams together, and then from there we will move on to individual teams, and basically we'll just start eliminating options as we go along. And the breakdown for each house is there's going to be two senior teams in each house, two junior teams, three sophomore, and three freshmen. So there's going to be 10 teams per house, and the final prize is $500. That's right, $50 per team if your team wins, not including any other prize pool winnings that you may actually earn. So, I know a lot of teams want Infernal because people really love Infernal Soul. They love fire, the coloring as well. But I mean, it's all luck of the draw, right? So we're gonna start off with Enigma. Enigma is the org that brought four teams into this league. One freshman, two sophomore, and a junior team. They're going to keep them all together. So we're gonna go ahead and just spin for them, see what house they end up in. Any predictions while it's spinning?
Cloud.
Cloud? Okay. Mountain. All right. Now, don't mind me. I'm going to be doing some work here, but we have four teams right off the bat going straight into Mountain House.
That's a pretty stacked house.
It is a very stacked house. These Enigma teams are exactly what you want, to be honest. They are going to be top teams in almost every division, I think. So getting into this Mountain House is going to be very important. Next up, we have Omega Titan Esports. Now, Omega Titan Esports has 2 senior teams and 1 junior team. So whatever house they lock in, no senior team can join that house from now on because there's only 2 slots for seniors. So basically, whatever house they lock in, we have to remove that option for any team or org that is in the senior class. So let's go ahead and roll and see what they end up with.
I'm calling it Ocean for this one.
On Ocean? Okay. Well, you're 0 for 2, but they did get Infernal House. Now, that means no other senior teams can go into the Infernal House, which is going to make some people quite sad, I have a feeling. All right. I mean, that means we need to hide this choice for now. Because the next up is Legends Esports. Legends Esports is bringing Legends Outlaws, which is a sophomore team, a Legends Spartans, which is the junior team, and Legends Esports Falcons, which is a senior team, but they cannot go into Infernal. So you have a 1 in 3 chance this time, PBS. Who do you got?
Let's go Ocean. I like Ocean.
You like Ocean?
It's
Okay.
my favorite one. Terrible.
Mountain alongside Enigma. Now that house is gonna be quite spicy, I have a feeling. Quite spicy. So what are you thinking about Mountain right now?
That
I mean, they have
so
7
stacked.
teams.
I say that's the favorite of right now, as of right now.
Yeah, and you know what? For that house, there is no more spots for juniors. So there's no more spots for juniors in Mountain, and there's no more spots for seniors in Infernal. So our next team, Iceborne, they get only a 50-50 shot because they have 1 senior team and 1 junior team. So maybe you'll get it this time. Who do you got for Iceborne?
Do I do it back Ocean? I think I gotta stay. I gotta stick with it. I'm going Ocean.
Okay, you go with Ocean. Okay. Zen Esports are not the same org as Enigma. And you got it! It only took you 3 tries and a 50-50 shot, but Iceborne will be ending up in the Ocean House. I mean, those are teams that are probably going to make playoffs for both of them, so I would be pretty stoked if I had either of these teams in my house for sure. So now we have these. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Mountain House is actually full of sophomores. The only places left for Mountain is 1 senior team and 2 freshman team. So right now we're going to roll Unlucky Esports, which are bringing 2 freshman team. Do you have a prediction again on what house they'll end up in?
Mountain.
Mountain. Okay, you think they're going to take the last 2 spots for freshman and Mountain? And you would be wrong, but it's Infernal by a hair. So 2 of the 3 spots going to Infernal. 2 of the 3 freshman spots going to Unlucky Esports in Infernal. Next up, we have the Nameless. They have 1 freshman and 1 sophomore team, so that means that Mountain is not available for them. You have a prediction now.
I don't
you
know.
won for like 5 or something.
I'm like
1 for 6.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that? 20% correct?
Yeah, at least.
Let's go
I mean,
Cloud.
like, okay, Cloud. Okay, I like it.
It slowed down, didn't it?
You betrayed the Ocean House, and it forsaken you for sure. So both of the Nameless teams will be going into the Ocean House. Okay. I wish they would have had a little bit different of a name, to be honest. Having them both be the same exact name is kind of troll, but it's fine. Lastly, for organizations, we have TD, which will be bringing the TD Frost and TD Blaze teams. Now you may be asking yourself, what does TD stand for? And I asked, and it doesn't stand for anything.
Oh.
So you will just so TD is what it is. TD Frost and TD Blaze. 1 freshman team, 1 sophomore team. They cannot go into Mountain. So they will end up in Cloud. Was that you were probably gonna predict that, right?
100%.
Yeah, right.
That's
So,
exactly what I was guessing.
and I will say that this is actually our first cloud pool of the night. So
Yeah, that's opening.
these will be the first two teams in the cloud.
Hey, you still got
All
USC,
right.
Ithaca. You got Akuma still to be pulled. I mean,
Yep. So all we have left are our senior teams, and I mean, all the orgs are done. So for the senior teams, all we have left is Ithaca College, University of Southern California, New Age Shadow, and Akuma Blades. Now, like I said before, Infernal is completely full, so they will either go into. There's one spot left in Ocean, one spot left in Mountain, and two spots left in Cloud. We're gonna first roll Ithaca College. Do you have any predictions?
their logo is blue, so they're going cloud.
Okay, I like it. You sounded very confident that time, and you were right.
Hey!
Your confidence pays off, and now there's only one slot left for each of the senior teams in each of the remaining houses. Up next, University of Southern California. Who do you got?
Ocean.
Ocean. Okay, Ocean.
Oh, look at that.
And it's Mountain.
Wow.
So Mountain is completely full. There is only 2 freshman spots left in Mountain. Every other league is completely full for Mountain House. So that's gonna basically just. I mean, if you wanted Mountain House and you're a junior and sophomore, tough luck, I guess. I mean, they've been rolling high today. So New Age Shadow and Akuma Blade. So basically, whoever New Age Shadow rolls here, the other house will have Akuma Blades in it, which is pretty important because, like we said Akuma Blades we think is gonna finish first. So whatever house they end up in is gonna be a huge grab for that house. Any predictions on what New Age Shadow is going to be in?
Let's go Ocean.
Ocean. Okay, so you think Akuma's going into Cloud.
Hey!
Ocean is right. So New Age Shadow will go into Ocean. And then we have Akuma Blades taking up that last spot in Cloud. And I mean, that's all we have for seniors. And in case you missed it and you're in the senior class, I'll just go over it again. For Cloud, we have Ithaca College and Akuma Blades. Now that is a nuts house so far. In Ocean, we have Iceborne Ready and New Age Shadow. Mountain, we have Legend Esports Falcons and University of Southern California, also pretty nuts house. And Infernal, we have the 2 Omega Titan Esports teams for the senior class. Any early front runners for you?
I think Ocean's Cloud's kind of stacked, no?
Yeah. I mean, they only have 4 teams, and they have both of the TD teams, Akuma Blades and Ithaca College.
I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, according to our power rankings, that class is quite stacked. So next up, we have our 4 remaining junior teams. Now, like I said before, Mountain is basically completely full except for freshmen. So there's only 1 spot left in Infernal for a junior class, 1 spot left for Ocean, and 2 spots left for Cloud. And the first team we're going to roll here is Big Black Plucks. Any prediction here? Hard to find a theme with Plucks.
I don't know about this one. I'm not going to even guess on this one.
Oh, wow. Come on, dude.
I'm not confident.
Infernal. I mean, you know what? It kind of feels fitting, if I'm honest with you.
They're going to get the flame.
Yeah, because I feel like they might be bringing some flame. Well, we got 3 teams left, only 2 houses. 2 spots left in Cloud, 1 spot left in Ocean. I think if you're a junior team, you kind of want to slot into that Cloud house if you can. And up next, we have Nine-Tailed Fox Venom. So, who you got for them, Cloud or Ocean?
Let's go Ocean. We'll stay with the color theme.
Ocean? Okay. Yeah, it is a green team. Cloud. Oh my goodness, this Cloud house is looking quite nuts already. I mean, that is a quite intimidating lineup so far. Well, we have 2 teams left. Zen Esports, and then I must have missed because I have a specific team that dropped out. I think it's Performance Unenhanced Ducks that hasn't been pulled yet. Yes, okay. We only have 2 teams left. Teams Zen Esports and Performance Unenhanced Ducks. So whoever Zen rolls here, Performance Unenhanced Ducks will go into the other. So where is Zen going, PVS?
Let's go Cloud. I think Cloud's a good spot.
Cloud? Okay. Cloud it is. All right. Zen Esports will take the last spot in Cloud, and Performance Unenhanced Ducks will end up in the Ocean House. So a quick reminder and a quick recap for people who are in junior class. Cloud has Ninetail Fox Venom and Zen Esports. Ocean has Iceborne Reborn and Performance Unenhanced Ducks. Mountain has Enigma and Legends Spartans. And Infernal has Omega Titan Esports Hades and the Clocks. I'm just going to call them the Clocks
that's
from now
good.
on.
That's good.
Just to keep it a little, a little bit safer, I would say. So next up, we have 7 teams for sophomore. So it's going to get a little bit long here, but surprisingly enough, Mountain is already full, like we said before. I mean, they have Enigma Alpha, Enigma Omega, and Legends Outlaws in there. And the Nameless sophomore team is in Ocean, and the Cloud sophomore team, the TD Blaze, which is a sophomore team, is in Cloud. So first up, we're going to roll Hawkthorne Esports. So 2 spots left in Cloud, 2 spots left in Ocean, 3 spots left in Infernal, and they will take another Ocean slot. All right. I didn't get a prediction out of you that time.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Now this is the team that you want. Mouse in the house. Okay. If they can get into the same house as the Clocks, they're just going to be OP when it comes to logos. There's no doubt about it. So for that one, I'm just going to go ahead and predict Infernal right now.
Wow, you're 100%.
There it goes. Yeah, I rigged it actually. Yeah, so your house is already predetermined because I rigged it just so I could be right about one prediction. So they will take the first slot in Inferno for sophomores, and that's already that house is just going to win best logo, right?
Of course.
It's done deal right now. Outrage Gaming's up next, and let's see what they take. 1 spot left in Ocean, and they will take the last spot. See, I did rig it.
Wow,
I just have this.
You're too good at this.
Right. So, 2 spots left in Cloud, 2 spots left in Inferno. So, and we have 4 teams left. Next up is Project Maverick. You got any 50-50 call-outs here?
Cloud, 100%.
Cloud, 100%.
Wait, what team is this for?
It was for Project Maverick.
Oh, okay.
But if it was somebody else, you would have
yeah.
stuck with Cloud. But
of course.
You knew Project Maverick was Infernal, right? So now we are in this interesting position. Team Ambition is an organization, but they're the only organization that chose to have their teams in separate to be rolled separately. And we're about to do them right now. So there is a chance that they can end up in both Cloud, or there's a chance that one could end up in Inferno and one could end up in Cloud, which would make it very interesting. I think rooting against your own team is kind of spicy. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we'll see. Internal spice there.
Yeah, well, internal conflict. So Team Ambition Aurora coming up first, and let's see. They will get Cloud. Okay, so there is a chance that they end up in the same house still. Right now, we have 1 spot left in Infernal, 1 spot left in Cloud. Team Ambition and Clips, whatever they roll here, they'll take that spot. And then We're Testable will take the remaining spot. So where is TAE going to end up, PVS?
I don't think it's going to be spicy. I think it's Infernal here.
You think they're going to be separate? Oh, they will stay together. No, it's probably better that way. Let's be honest. And so We're Testable will take that last spot in Inferno. So for our sophomores, a quick recap. Team Ambition Aurora, Team Ambition Eclipse, and TD Blaze are in the Cloud House. For Ocean, we have Outrage Gaming, Hawkthorne Esports, and The Nameless. For Mountain, we have Enigma Alpha, Enigma Omega, and Legends Outlaws. And lastly, in Infernal, we have Mouse in the House, Project Maverick, and We're Testable. Nothing's changed, right? Cloud still looks really stacked right now.
I think
Uh,
Cloud and Mountain are probably the favorites right now.
right,
In
for
my
sure,
opinion.
for sure. Yeah, because Mountain has Enigma and Legends, which is and
That is pretty
USC. I mean,
correct.
that is pretty cracked. All right, so quick rundown before we get into our freshman pool. All houses are open for the first time in what feels like a long time. We have 2 slots left in Cloud, 2 spots left in Ocean, 2 spots left in Mountain, and 1 spot left in Infernal. So first, we're gonna roll Buddy Burgers.
Okay, I'm
You got a
thinking good things
prediction?
for that. I'm saying Mountain.
You're saying Mountain. Okay, okay. Oh, you
Oh,
missed it by a hair. It is Ocean, though. Very cool, very cool. So they'll slide in there with the nameless freshman team. Next up, we have Cyber Grizzlies. Any prediction?
and Grizzlies, you think of Mountain, don't you?
Well,
Oh,
I'm thinking of Ocean, to be honest. But,
oh, okay.
uh,
Bears in the ocean.
as you know, Sea Bears, of course. So that is actually the last spot in Ocean. There's no more spots for Ocean. And so we'll go ahead and just get rid of that option. We have, what is it, 5 teams left, 5 slots, 2 spots left in both Mountain and Cloud, 1 spot left in Infernal. Who's going to grab that last Infernal spot? Is it going to be Elysium, PBS?
I think I believe in the Mountain.
Oh, you're just wrong every time.
Well, maybe I should just be guessing the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, your feelings are just not working out here. So that they will take up the last spot in Infernal. We have 4 teams left. 2 spots left in Cloud, 2 spots left in Mountain.
The two they wanted.
Yeah, I mean this is just like picking. I mean, like easy pickings, right? You'd be happy with whatever team, whatever house you end up here. And we're gonna roll Chronic Wheels right now. Any predictions? 50-50. Come on.
Cloud.
Cloud. You're right. Okay, okay, okay. Very cool, very cool. 1 spot left in Cloud, 2 spots left in Mountain. Marksman rides up next. Will they seal the last Cloud spot and put the other 2 teams in Mountain? They cannot. And I'm right. So 1 spot left in Mountain, 1 spot left in Cloud. This is our final spin of the day. We have Queen's Gambit and Raw Daycare up last. So Queen's Gambit will be spun here wherever they land. That's the house they'll go into, and Raw Daycare will end up in the last remaining spot. So where is Queen's Gambit gonna go? Cloud or Mountain?
I think it's gonna be Mountain, so I'm gonna pick Cloud.
Okay, okay, okay. I like the reasoning here. This is good. This is good.
It worked.
But it turns out you were like wrong, but right.
I was 50% right.
Yeah, yeah. So it kind of worked out. You just couldn't lose there. So Queen's Gambit will go into Mountain, and then we'll have our last team, Raw Daycare, going into Freshmen. And I will go ahead and I will update that into our Academy Master Sheet right here so you can see it live. Our Cloud House, we have Ithaca College, Akuma Blades, Ninetail Fox Venom, Zen Esports, Team Ambition Aurora, Team Ambition Eclipse, TD Blaze, TD Frost, Chronic Wheels, and Raw Daycare. What's your initial impressions about this team?
Which one? The house?
I mean, which house? Which house? This house, I mean.
I think it's
Sorry.
pretty stacked, honestly.
Yeah, I would say so too. You can ignore the standings for now. Obviously, everybody's basically at first because they're all at 0-0. But so yeah, I think this is probably the house to beat, to be honest with you. If I had to take a whack at it. Next up, we have the Ocean House. We have Iceborne Ready, New Age Shadow, Iceborne Reborn, Performance Unenhanced Ducks, which I will obviously need to make this a little bit bigger. Outrage Gaming, Hawkthorne Esports, The Nameless and The Nameless, Buddy Burgers, and Cyber Grizzlies. Any standout teams from this house that you think could potentially end up changing things around in the standings?
I think the Nameless might be able to carry this one. The Nameless or
Think
Iceborne
so.
Ready in Senior could upset some teams.
Okay, all right. Which nameless team?
The nameless one. The nameless one.
Oh, okay, yeah, the nameless one.
The one that doesn't have.
Okay, cool. Right. Next up, we have Mountain. We're gonna start it off with Legends Esports Falcons, University of Southern California, Zenigma, Legends Spartans, Zenigma Alpha, Zenigma Omega, Legends Outlaws, Marksman Rise, Queen's Gambit, and Zenigma Darkstar. You also liked this house, didn't you?
I think this one is second place right here.
Really? Okay, so you're giving them a hard second place.
I think USC, Spartans, and Enigma can put up a pretty good fight against the other house.
Yeah, okay, so you're thinking Ellie's, Enigma, and USC. You're not big on Marksman Rise and Queen's Gambit, though. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, we haven't seen anything from them, so I'm unsure what they're going to be able to do.
Okay. And lastly, for Inferno, we have Omega Titan Esports Aries, Omega Titans Esports Athena, Omega Titan Esports Hades. Let me make that a little bigger. The Clocks, Mouse in the House, Project Maverick, We're Testable, both of the Unlucky Esports Team Academy and Ronin, and Elysium Esports. Now, I am partial to Infernal just because, I mean, look at those colors. I mean,
true.
An Infernal Soul, dude? Come on, dude. Like, that's obviously the best soul, right? So, I am partial to them, but they do have a big disadvantage against some of these other houses. Yeah. I'll say that for sure.
What's your power rankings for the houses?
All right, if I have to make a power rankings, it's going to be first Cloud House, second Mountain House. I'm going third Inferno, fourth Ocean. And I think those Unlucky Esports, Project Maverick, the Clocks, and the Omega Titan teams are going to really do well this season. So I think they're going to sneak in the third spot.
I think, okay, so I got Cloud number 1, obviously. Mountain number 2. I think Ocean is the upset house. I think any of those teams can upset the league easily.
Oh, yes.
They so I'm going to put them a safe third, but I think they could get second.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a lot of these teams could really end up. A lot of these teams we don't really know much about, so it's hard to really place them fairly. And they do have the nameless sophomore team, which we know is pretty good. So who knows? This team could really rock the boat, end up really taking the whole thing. So that'll be fun to watch, I think.
I think Buddy Burger is gonna go crazy. Honestly, like, no bias or anything. I think they're gonna go crazy in this league.
Really?
Just a bold prediction from week 0.
Okay,
that's who I got taken.
I like it. All right, I like it. So maybe this will. Yeah. Okay. So right now, this is what the houses is, but that's just basically this is the alphabetical order. So you can see where the houses rank in alphabetical order.
3, 4, huh?
Yep. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you can go ahead now and you can go to the house roll assign channel and go ahead and grab your house and start talking to your teammates and stuff like that. Please don't grab the rolls for other houses. You are only allowed one house roll. So please don't grab the rolls for the other houses. Unless you are prots. Prots, you can reach out to me. I'll give you rolls for both houses since you... Actually, no, they're in the same house. So yeah, nobody should be having two house rolls. You can start talking to each other. You can start mingling with your teammates. And remember, if you win, every team gets $50. I mean, how could you beat that? Like,
it's like free money.
Free money, dude. Like, that's pretty poggers in my opinion. All right, well, I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. Just remember to keep in mind to schedule your games so I can put it here in the weekly schedule. You can find your teams that are in your house and, you can see when they play and root for them. And, yeah, do you have any closing statements here, PVS?
I think we covered everything. I'm just excited to see Cloud Mountain go at it.
Really? Okay.
I think
so
they're
you're gonna
really
be looking
insane.
at the Cloud Mountain matchups. Okay. All right. I like it. Oh, cool. All right. Well, I think that's
No. I gotta say something.
Surprise, Courtney?
Okay.
Ocean's gonna win.
Oh.
Okay. That's bold. What makes you say that? What makes you say that?
Because I'm repping Ocean, so of course you're gonna
Oh,
win.
okay. I think if there's any team that's going to carry Ocean, and this is my spicy take, New Age Shadow has to be the team to carry Ocean, in my opinion. They could really rock the boat up in senior, really end up taking first, like to one of those top 3 spots for sure. And they are supposedly pretty good, so I would love to see them play and end up, threatening Akuma Blades and teams like that, USC, and seeing if they can really bring home the bacon for Ocean. And I mean, all of these houses could still win. This is just preseason rankings. We don't know anything that's going to happen. Nobody's played a game yet. So, but we do have some history to lean on towards Cloud and Mountain. But yeah, I like the pick, Courtney. So, all right, I think we are done here. And you could go ahead and send us off. And thank you all for joining us on this stream today. And we really appreciate it, and we hope we have a great season. Don't forget that if you have any questions, you can always DM me or your class head at any time. Go ahead and start scheduling your matches ASAP so we can go ahead and fill out that schedule as quickly as possible. All right. Well, any closing remarks, PBS?
I think that's it.
All right. Very cool. Well, have a wonderful day, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend and excited for week 1.